right, the story coming in from the US. In fact, the death of Suchir Balaji itself took place about over a month ago. Nearly a month ago, Suchir Balaji, who was also the OpenAI whistleblower, he was found dead suspiciously. For several days, his parents were collecting the details. They hired private investigators now. And is there a foul play? Is there a foul play? That's the question. Suchir Balaji's parents have questioned the police. He's an Indian American. His parents, both of them Indian Americans, are based in the US. The family is calling it cold-blooded murder. I'm going across to Krutat, my colleague, joining me live. Krutat, what do we know about what the family says as per the private investigators? Because the family had earlier said that it was declared a case of suicide in about 40 seconds. In about 40 seconds, but if blood was found, etc. Now, why is this story important? This story is important because one is an Indian American whistleblower. He's an Indian American who joined OpenAI at the age of 22, worked with OpenAI for 4 years. He went public as a whistleblower against OpenAI about 2 months ago. 2 to 3 months ago, if I'm not wrong, right? And then he was suspiciously found dead. The timeline, the sequence of events is what the parents are questioning. Also questioning the police who have called it a case of suicide. Krutat, what do we know? What are the updates in the story?
So Suchir Balaji was an ex-OpenAI researcher who was working for gathering content to train LLM platforms like ChatGPT. And it was in the month of August when he quit OpenAI and went on to become a whistleblower, in which an expose he talked about how generative AI companies are using copyrighted material to train AI algorithms, and in a way it is a violation of US law. Now this was a very sensational claim that was made by OpenAI. They were against OpenAI by Suchir, and there were already a lot of cases going on against OpenAI for alleged copyright violations. Now what happens is, in the month of August the article comes out, and just 3 months later, in the month of November, Suchir is found dead under mysterious circumstances in his San Francisco residence. This is also just days after Suchir returns from a trip with his friends, and just hours after he had a very friendly chat with his family members and with his parents. So there was no indication as to how the San Francisco police ruled this entire case out as a matter of suicide, because his parents firmly believe that it cannot be suicide. So what the parents have done is they have come out with a private investigation that was carried out by professionals in the US after the San Francisco police refused to further investigate the case, calling it a case of suicide. And their parents are claiming that the private investigators have done a second autopsy that has shown light on the cause of death. And the cause of death in this second autopsy does not match to the original cause as shared by the San Francisco police. The parents have further alleged that Suchir's apartment was ransacked and there were signs of struggle in the bathroom. Okay. Which is why there was this entire concern around whether or not it was a murder or a suicide. This entire issue now has been boiling for quite some time, and the parents have been lobbying together to come up with an FBI investigation in this entire case, which the US authorities have not responded to. What is more important at the moment, Niranjan, is that even Elon Musk has now taken up this issue, and even he has said that this case does not feel like a suicide. So now the further investigation, the demand of the parents remains that there should be an FBI investigation into this.
Okay, thank you for that, Kritat. Joining us with the details of the OpenAI whistleblower's death. There has been an update on that story. I'm going across. In fact, the parents of Suchir Balaji will be joining Arnab live at 8:40 p.m. tonight on Super Primetime Max. So we'll build up to that. And as we come to the end of this newsreel, let's record and summarize with Note Assist using Galaxy AI on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. A key milestone in India's space program, ISRO's SpaceX mission, will lift off at 10 p.m. tonight instead of the originally planned 9:58 p.m. However, there was no immediate information on the reason behind the rescheduling. The mission will be launched from the first launch pad at the spaceport and would carry SpaceX with 2 spacecraft as the primary payloads, along with 24 secondary payloads. Live coverage tonight at 10 p.m. And And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the precise reading of the news in a simpler format using the Galaxy AI on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. We will be back with the headlines in just a few minutes.